Closing OBS. Now, over here. Left, left, left. Right, right, right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Scratch tutorial, but this time it's something a little bit different. If you've been following me on Scratch, you have known that recently, meaning like a few months ago, I uploaded my port of Episode 1 of Wolfenstein 3D to Scratch. I'm super in love with it. I think it's probably the best thing I've ever made on Scratch. I'm super proud of it. And today I'm going to show you how to make some custom levels. Because, yeah, it's fully custom level compatible. And I'm really looking forward to see what people will possibly make with this. So, first of all, in the description of this video, there will be a link to a Google Drive file. If you go to that link, you will find wolf3deditor.sb3. This is the editor for Wolfenstein 3D, my Scratch version. The reason this isn't just a shared project is because it still uses some of the bad imagery that the original game had, and I don't really feel like changing them, so I just downloaded the file straight, and you guys can download it and open it in Scratch. The way you do that is go to Scratch, go to make a new project. Apologies, I'm a bit sick today, but I'll pull through. Click File again, load from computer. Then you're just going to open up wolf3deditor.sb3, replace content upgrade project, OK. And once you have done that, you will see this. It is a black screen with the textures over here and some numbers. Before anything happens, click the green flag. This actually doesn't do anything for the actual game. It just lets you see the actual grid for the first time. So that's cool. Well, maybe I shouldn't have been talking today. Oh well. So, the controls, pretty simple. Arrow keys to move the camera. You can now tell that these two numbers down here at the bottom right, are our X and Y coordinates of our camera. It goes from 0 to, I believe, like 42, 48. And the grid itself that you can see is 16 by 16. So every level is 64 tiles wide and tall. So next, how do we place some walls? Well, over here you'll see our texture atlas. This shows us where what all the textures are numbered as. So you can see texture number 1 over here is a little gray stone texture. So you can see here, this number down here is the texture we have selected. Since we have texture number 1 selected, anytime we place down a wall, it will use this texture in the game. So how do you place a wall? Put your cursor over a tile and press E. Now you are placing walls. Now, quick note, there's something very special about texture number 1 and texture number 7, which is that they automatically, in-game, will switch between texture number 1 and texture number 2, or for texture number 7, it'll switch between texture number 7 and texture number 8. This just makes it so that you pretty much have a less repetitive texture on these walls. I believe in the actual game, it isn't done like that, but that's how I did it, and it seems to work for me. You can see we have a ton of textures that we have to choose from. So what do we do if we want a different texture? Pretty simple. Press the number or press the letter T on your keyboard, and it says brush texture number. Here you're going to type in what new texture you want. Let's put a door, which if we look over here at the atlas, that is texture number 28. So type in 28, hit enter. Our brush changes over here, you can see in the middle right. Press E right here in the middle, and boom, a door has been placed. You'll see that it turns blue. Don't be fooled, this isn't like it automatically changes the number of the color of the number depending on like the colors in the texture. No. These are just little things to sort of help you know how these are going to work in game. Here's an example. You can hit Y while hovering over something to like color pick it pretty much. So I hovered over these walls that we place here, and I hit Y, and now I have texture number 1 selected again. So let's place some more walls over here. Let's copy the door. Let's place another door down there. Actually, let me make this one longer. So in order to erase something, all you do is you either press T, type 0, hit enter, and now you will erase. Or you can just color pick on the blank space, and that'll also switch to 0. There we go. And now, here's what I was talking about with the colors. Let's put a secret wall here. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. So these in-game, the player can walk up to them, and they'll look like a normal wall, but they can press E on it, and it'll push forward. And in order to do that is pretty simple. You literally just select any wall texture, and then instead of pressing E, you press F. You can see now it has turned purple. That means it is a fake wall, and it'll get pushed when you press E on it. And yes, it does actually get pushed. It doesn't just disappear. It truly does get pushed. So you have to leave a space in the next room for the wall. So for example, let's just do this. Let's make a room like that. When we press E on this wall in game, what will happen is that it will get pushed and it'll get put over here. So you need to actually keep in mind that it actually will move. So you need to leave a space for your wall. Because if you don't have a space for your wall, if you have a room say like this, it will actually just stop right there. It will not go any further. This doesn't mean you can set up some sort of traps where you have to push walls in a certain order in order to actually progress, but that's kind of bad game design. But hey, you do you. So we've placed some stuff. Let's take a look at another example of how the color is can be useful in the editor. Let's set up a little room like this, maybe like that. Yep, some walls there. Actually, let me change that around. Yeah, that'll do. Right. So let's place doors all over here, but I don't feel like making rooms in every single one of these doors. So what I'm going to do is I can press F again on the door, and apologies, that was my alarm. I don't know if y'all heard that. But you can see now these doors have turned red, like the normal walls. This means these doors are no longer openable. F is just sort of like an alternate place button, which for most things will just turn them into a fake pushable wall. But for certain things, it will change how they function in game. So you can see pressing F with a door turns it into a non-door. So let's place some rooms over here. And here. Let's do, that's not even, is it? Right, let's just do that. That'll work. So, now, I'm getting kind of tired of using this stone wall everywhere, which I know y'all can't see, but trust me, we'll get to some visual stuff much later. Or not much later, in a little bit. So let's make this blue. This room, the secret room right here. Right. What else can I show you? Oh, right. How about I show you how to actually place an elevator, which is how you exit levels. We'll make this a little split path area where you get to choose what direction you want to go in. And then we'll have you fight some enemies in this little corridor. And ooh, you know what? Let's place a key door down right here. Something I've noticed that Wolfenstein 3D does a lot is that when it switches wall textures, it usually embeds them by one in the previous room. Let's switch to this brick texture, which is 19. I don't know if it's capturing my mouse, but it's this one right here that I'm hovering over. If it isn't, I'm sure you guys can look at the atlas and find number 19. It's all the way on the left edge, 4 down. So here, let's do this, and then we'll place the elevator at the end of this corridor. So, you can see over here, elevator door is texture number 22. Place it down, it turns blue, that means it is a door. 23 is the elevator walls, and 24 is the actual elevator switch. You'll see it turns golden, that tells you that's the exit. So, let's place a key door down here, which is texture number 42. if you place it down, you'll see that it turns cyan as opposed to blue like the other doors. You can press F while using it, and it turns yellow. This switches between whether it requires the silver key or the gold key. I put silver as a default when you press E, and gold when you press F. And let's put a final room up here, like that. Let's use texture number 13 over here. And alright. And here we'll put a cyan key, which will be required to get to the exit. Actually, let's put some decoration around. So this is number 13, which is the wood walls. So let's put some wooden decoration around. Apologies. 14 is this one with the eagle. Let's place that on the walls around. Let's go there. And then this 15 with portrait of Statmeister. Definitely not anyone else. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. So we have our level. It's kind of neat. But we need to actually place some objects around and some enemies. So in order to do that, I have another key set up, which is G. Pressing G switches to object mode. Keep in mind that objects are like a whole different thing. So the first object is object number 1. You have to type texture number 1, which will let you still place the stone textures with the E key. But when you press G now, you will place a puddle of water. Type number 2, you will place a chandelier. Number 3, you will type a skeleton. Number 4, it'll be a lamp. There's a whole bunch of items. I think it goes from 0 to 49. Yeah, 0 to 49, I believe. Nope. It goes 0 to 48. Apologies. And after 50 and up are all enemies. It goes up to 70. So let's place some lights around. You can see when I hit Y on that, this number glitches out. Don't worry about that. That's some technical stuff to do with the engine. You don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is you have item number 4 selected. And if you want, you can even just type 4 out manually if you don't trust it. Let's place some chandeliers here instead of lanterns. Nope, that's puddles of water. Actually, let's make this room a barrel room. Like one of those weird wet rooms. I believe 30 is a barrel. Yep. Let's place some over here. Let's make this room a chandelier. Let's make this room actually one wider. This door in the middle doesn't really make sense to have there, so let's change that texture to texture number 3. Alright, and let's put some more lanterns down here. That looks good. And finally some more. Let's place some chandeliers down here. And then some pillars, which will be, I believe, number 40? Nope, number 20. 20 are these gray stone pillars. If my memory serves correctly, I believe, yep. Starting at 36, the items become interactable. These static items like the lamp, the barrels, the water, the chandeliers, and even the walls, you can place an infinite number of them. These collectible items, though, these are counted as clones in Scratch's engine, so you can only have 300 collectibles or enemies, which is plenty, trust me. You'll just be filling your levels mostly with decorative objects a lot of the time anyway, so only having 300 interactables and characters is pretty easy, or it's not that bad. So let's take a look through all the interactables. 36 is this block of cheese. Originally, in the original game, it was dog food, but I don't think Scratch will like shooting dogs, so I took the Super Nintendo's version, and I took the rats, which will eat cheese instead. 37 is chicken dinner. It heals you for 10%. I don't think I mentioned it, But the cheese heals you for 2%, and the chicken for 10%. 38, medkit, 25% health. 39 is an ammo clip. I believe that's 8 ammo, I believe. 40, that is a machine gun. It's just a machine gun. It's a better gun. 41, that's a minigun, or machine gun, or chain gun, I mean. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. It's a very good gun. 42, this is where we get to the bonus points thingies. Let's place them around in the chandelier room. These crosses are worth, like, I think 10 points. 43 are these chalices. They're worth more points. 44 are these treasure chests. They're worth more points. And 45 is the crown. It's worth the most points. 46 is a yellow key. 47, I believe, is a silver key then. We'll place that up here where we wanted it. And then the final interactable item, 48, is an extra life, which we'll place one in the bonus room. You can erase items, just like anything else. You just put 0 over them. And finally, we got enemies. So 50 through 54 are rats. The way I have it set up is that each enemy facing a different direction is technically a different enemy on the map. So a rat facing up is item number 50. A rat facing right is 51. A rat facing down is 52. A rat facing left is 53. 54 are normal. 54 through 58 are normal soldiers. 54 through 57 are normal soldiers. 58 through 61 are 61, right? Yep. 58 through 61 are soldiers that walk. I'll get to that in a second. 62 is SS, I believe they're called. That might be an offensive term, or not offensive, but you know, bad term. Apologies. 66 is SS walking. 72 is nothing. I forgot about this. So 66 is an SS walking. 67, 68, and 69 are all SS walking. And then we reach the final enemy, which is 70, which I believe, I forgot what his name is, but this is the big boss guy at the end of episode 1. He is probably the toughest enemy. Even though if you have a Gatling gun, you can just put it in his chest and just shoot him and he dies almost instantly. But he's special because he drops a gold key. Keep that in mind when designing your levels. If you put multiple of them, the player's gonna have plenty of gold keys. If you want, you don't even need to use it. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, we have one here. I'm not gonna use him. He's too tough. Actually, yes, I will. I will use him. I'll put him right there. So let's start populating our area with some enemies. Let's put our first enemy down here. Actually, I feel like putting a lamp down here. So 54 is the soldier. 56 is the soldier facing down. Let's put some soldiers facing down right here. Actually, let's put this one over here. Surprise the player a little bit. 57. Let's put an SS up here, which is 62. Facing down, 64. Let's put a patrolling enemy down here. That way, I'll show you how patrolling enemies work. So as I mentioned, 54 is a normal soldier. 58 is a walking soldier. We're going to make him walk around the room. And the way we do that is with a new key, D. So go to texture 1 and use the D key, and you will place an arrow. An enemy that is walking, like normally, if it sees a player and it walks towards them, the arrows won't affect them. But if it doesn't see the player and it's just patrolling, when it hits this arrow, it will change direction. So, unlike enemies, these have 8 full rotations. So, 1 is facing up, 2 is facing up and right, 3 is facing only right, so on and so forth. Let's place some arrows around the room. Erase this one that we placed earlier. And we'll take our enemy that we have here, and we'll make him patrol around the room. We'll do 58. Let's do 61. Yep, that'll work. Let's put them a little bit closer to the first arrow. And let's put a second one patrolling around in the other direction. I believe this should be 59. Yep, there we go. Alright. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to remove this silver key, and I'm going to make this be a golden door instead. Since killing this, I will give you a golden key anyway. And I forgot, I was going to put a chain gun down here. 41. And then 39 for ammo. Let's put some more ammo down there. And some ammo on these corners. Oh, and some ammo. Lots of ammo down here. Actually, let's put a med kit here instead. 38. Right. So, we've designed a nifty little level here. I will tell all y'all something. I'm pretty sure 37 through 54 are not super censored in my version because I didn't really know what to do with them. Actually, no. I think they are censored. I don't know. Just be careful of them before you share your levels. Make sure to check if those are censored. I can't remember. It's fine because the textures aren't like held in the actual project. They're like a bunch of text. But the point is, be careful of those. Let's just make this room... the cough. Let's just make this room a little bit longer because I want to put some decoration in it. And I don't got any space. Put some chandeliers. Make it a little bit longer again. There we go. Right. Let's just save it. Let's call it like that. So, you finished a map, and you want to put it into the game. It's pretty simple to do so. All you gotta do is press space. You can't do it when you're in full screen, so we'll go exit full screen. You want to right click on this list, the grid that showed up when you press space. Space toggles it on and off. You want to hit export. That'll export it as grid.txt. Next thing you want to do, assuming you are not like me and you have access to the full project, you're going to want to go to my Wolfenstein 3D game. You're going to want to click See Inside or Remix. I can't remember where the Remix button is because I never do remixes of projects. But the point is you're going to want to go inside the project. I'm going to save this as a copy just in case. So I don't mess up my stuff. And, wait, dang, I forgot something. This is a great example, though. What do you want to do if you want to edit a level or you want to import a level that you didn't save into the actual project? You just hit space, right click, hit import this time, and put in your grid.txt file. It doesn't have to be called grid.txt, that's just what it's called by default. Then, at first you won't see anything, that's totally fine. Just hit any arrow key once, and the entire level will load in. So what I forgot to tell y'all is that there are a few extra keys. So, I already told you about E, F, G, and D, as well as T and Y. But, if you type -1, actually, hit E, you get this little green arrow. That's where our player will start. So, that's how you do that. I believe it goes all the way up to, yep, there's E1, or sorry, there's -1, -2, -3, and -4. There might be a -5, I can't quite remember. Yeah, don't ignore that. So, that reminds me though, there's another little extra thing. If you have 0 selected, pressing E normally just erases stuff. But if you press F, that creates an invisible tile. That's useful for some stuff, sometimes. Say you want a push wall that looks like it just stops all of a sudden, rather than it, like, you know, actually bumping into something. You can put an invisible wall there. And, yeah, that's pretty useful. So, now we have our player. We'll just export this out again. since I already have a grid.txt in my folders, I have to redo it, and I have my file called grid.txt again. But yeah, I have my file now. So how do I import it into my game? Copy, YouTube. So what you're gonna want to do is, you're on my game, right? What you want to do, click on variables, scroll down, and find the list called level data. Not grid, ignore that. That's actual like runtime grid. Level data is every single level in the game. You can see it's 4,009, or it's 40,960 items long. One level is 4,096 items, so this is all 10 levels. The 9 main levels and then the secret level. So what you're going to want to do is right click on that, hit import, select your grid.txt file. You'll see the length change. That's how you can tell you've imported it correctly. And then you're just going to want to, let me mute this real quick. You're just going to want to run the game as usual. Play. And as you can see, I'm now in this brick room that we created. I can press E. There's the first enemy I placed down. And scroll over. Keep moving along. You can see there's the red banner we placed. There's these fake doors we placed down. I'm picking up the ammo. Here's our treasure room with the chandeliers. Let's go over to the other side. Here's our room with the SS and the med kit. Now we have the machine gun. Remember that SS drop machine guns, so keep that in mind if you don't want a player having a machine gun too early. There are some more enemies. Those guys are patrolling around. It's kind of hard to see without them spotting me, obviously. But as you can see over here, we have our key door. Can't open it normally. So I'm going over, I'm picking up the chain gun, and I'm going to go into this room and fight the big boss. As I said, pro tip, just go right into him and just spam hold down the chain gun and he'll die pretty easily. Now we have the gold key. Go over here, hit it. We're over here, elevator, hit it, switch, hit it, boom, floor 1 complete. So that's how you make a level. Now you may be wondering, how do you make an episode? Because in my game, once you beat the first level, obviously that's not the end of it. There's multiple levels to it. It's actually pretty simple. Let's take an example. We'll go into my folders, and you can see here, when I was making this game, I have a folder here called map files. I click on it. We have escape from castle Wolfenstein.txt. That is the entire first episode as one thing. Here we can click on individual. There's E2M1. Spoiler alert, I'm making a second episode for this game. It's going to be completely original. It's not going to be a copy of the original game's second episode, because I'm not allowed to. That's illegal. So I'm making my own second episode. We can click on episode 1, and we have all our individual text files of each individual level. So how did I make these into an episode? It's actually quite simple. I'm going to make a new text file, and we're going to call it new episode.txt. You can name it whatever, but that's what I'm calling it. We're going to open up e1m2.txt, double click it. You can see we have all the walls here. You can see those weird glitched out numbers. Don't worry about those. That's just how the engine reads this stuff. So this is a lamp. Remember, this was the number that showed up when we had our lamp selected via the color picker in the editor. Ain't that cool? Right, so what you want to do is just click on it and then press Control A. That's going to copy everything in there. You're going to hit Control C. That's going to copy it to your clipboard. Next, you're going to open up new episode.txt. It's going to be completely empty. You're going to click on it, Control V, and now we have our entire first map copied into it. So you can hit Control S to save it, close E1M1, and then we open up E1M2. You might be seeing where I'm going with this. Control A, Control C, click on this. Now we're going to scroll all the way down to the end of the first episode. Whoops, it just teleported back up. right here is the end of the first map. We're going to hit enter once to make a new line, then hit Control C. Actually, look down here. There's a number that says LN4096. That's how long it is. Hit enter. Now it's 4097. Hit Control V. Now it's 8192. Now we have two maps in one little thingy. Ain't that cool? So once you're done copying all your levels into one text file, all you need to do is go back to the game, press space, or sorry, not press space, open up level data, select import. We're gonna go back to my folder that I had, my games, Scratch, Wolf 3D, map files, individual, episode 1, new episode.txt. We're gonna import that, and now we have an episode set up. So, yeah, that's how you make a custom map. I'm really looking forward to seeing if any of you really go through the effort of making possibly an entire episode. There are some extra things that I would like to show before I leave off. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's been a little while. I believe maybe if you hit 0G F 1 5 6. Sorry. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. Here. Actually, I can just do this. Import E1 M9. So, if you want to make a boss level, or I mean a final level, what you can do is you can use these little things, which are these little cache symbols. What these do is when they are invisible in game, but when the player walks over them, their camera will go over to this thing, which is okay, I think I see it. Nope. Okay, I remember now. So remember how we had D is the keys or the arrows? There are more after that. Hit 9, hit D, that's this little cache symbol. Then hit 10, hit D, that's the camera. This is where the camera will go to once you hit the cache symbols. Then you will see the character walking towards the camera. He will spawn directly in front of the green cache symbol. So it's facing down, so the character spawns down there. Down here. Again, I don't know if my cursor is visible, but it spawns right where I place the 2, right there. He'll spawn there, he'll walk towards the camera, then he'll jump up in the air and go, yeah! So that's how you make ending sequences. You get 9, you hit D, then you get 10, 11, 12, or 13, and hit D, and then you place your camera. Yeah, that's how you do it. I believe that is just about everything. I don't think I have anything left. I could probably show you guys all the items, but I'm way too lazy. I'm getting kind of sick, and my voice is hurting. So you guys figure out the items. Just scroll through them, figure them out. But yeah, hopefully you guys make some cool levels, and I'll see you all whenever I see you all again. Goodbye.